Hey, hello everyone. So welcome back. We will start our discussion on management. We will introduce you some basic stuff regarding the management theory. As I said, that the chapter one, agribusiness, chapter two, management. I treat them as both are the basics. We will cover, some introduction regarding the management job today. All right, and then we will talk about the traditional management theory, some contemporary management theory. So let you have a picture about the management. Don't forget that we haven't get into the agribusiness management, although that we share the same roof. There are a little bit, difference because we already discussed the difference between the agribusiness and then the normal, or let's say the traditional business. Let me start with management's job. Before we defining management, I want to, ask you a quick question. When we talk about manager, when we talk about management, what keywords you pop up in mind? Positive, it can be negative. We can start with the positive one. So manager, more money can be the social status. All right, so you get the power, like a team, right? No matter small or big team, authority. And then what else? So yeah, so white collar, right? White collar, blue collar, you know that. But also I want to remind you about the negative side. It means like responsibility. You take the responsibility, you make the decision, you take the responsibility. Your boss, once they get something, they hey, come. So if they say, hey, Shimi, come to me, come to my office, I know I have something in addition to do. Your employee, your subordinates call you, or they need help. If everything's okay, everything's smooth, you just sit in your office, you just be there. But if they try to, call you or try to, like reach you, that means something happened, right? I mean, I have to say, very likely it's bad thing. It's not good thing. You are more like in the middle of the two sides. You are being squeezed. I call this pressure. I become let's say, the department manager for, I mean, within 3 months. In 3 months, let's say, I call this headache. The media department, you need to worry about the ordering, the sales, right? And then also there are safety issues. There are also customer complaint issues. If my subordinates reach me, that means something happened. I call this headache. You might have your idea regarding the manager is, or what a manager look like. But here, let's define the management. We call management activities, right? Management is a set of activities. Use the resource efficiently, effectively, and then achieve your goal. We have discussed the value chain. Remember agribusiness value chain, from the natural resource, the input to the production, products, distribution, consumption. So I just call this is the value. All right, this is the value chain. And then remember the four functions of a manager: organizing, and then planning, controlling, OPC, and then what is the last one? The leading. So I said organizing and the leading is mainly deal with people, human resource, and then planning and then controlling is more dealing with things. All right, you have the job done. We included this as the management or the managerial activities. We can apply this directly to agribusiness. You have the human resource. We put this first, okay? We have the physical resource. I don't need to talk about that, right? It can be raw material. It can be, equipment, device, right? It depends on what company, what job you do. And then there will be the money, all right? The financial resource. And then we have the information. Nowadays, information become even more important. What information? Market information, market situation, right? So demand and supply. Those can be related to the imports. This can be related to your output, your product, your service, the regular, let's call this regular practice. But the most important, or let's say what we as the manager focus. Actually, this is exactly the keywords, our responsibilities here. How to use this efficiently, effectively turn those resources to the output to achieve the goal. You might ask, what is the goal, right? Okay, as the manager, low level, high level, right? So top level, very different. Usually, I would say as a manager, you need to keep in mind two things. One is maximize profit if you are the top level manager. It's not the only goals. Those are not the only goals, but let me tell you, I try to summarize or simplify, okay? Profit maximization. And then the other is the cost minimization. You can have other goals for sure, but those are like the important. We have discussed something, right? So the complexity of the management, different activities, right? So you needed to deal with people, you needed to deal with things, and then you needed to have the new project, you would need to handle those emergencies, a lot of things. You have meetings, because I set the tune for our class. I assume that you start as a low-level manager, right, or a how say that, the first line manager, right, and then you want to be promoted to the middle manager, and then this course is very, very useful. Meetings, you have a lot of disruptions. You need to really, really manage your time very well, and then unfortunately, let me tell you, very likely you need to work overtime. Work overtime doesn't mean physically in the office. And then they call you, they want you to make some decisions. This is also work overtime, right? You needed to contact your boss, escalate some issues, right? Emergencies. That's why you needed to learn this management skill, okay? Delegation, motivation. Manager means you manage your subordinates, you manage other people to work with you. I think that we all know management has been there, but the management theory has been there for only a couple, let's say only 100, a little bit more than 100 years, particularly after the Industrial Revolution. The size of the factory increased, all right? And then the factory hire more and more people, okay? And then they realize they need the management, focus on the efficiency, focus on the effectiveness. Somehow we call this productivity. Sounds familiar, right? The management become important. Management become like a theory. The same idea, okay? So economics is about the decision making, right? How to efficiently or how to make optimize the decision, right? So production, consumption, usually I would say, hey, economics. And then we talk about management. Management, actually, this is the, in my understanding, all right? This is the application of microeconomics. In the textbook, they have introduced this. It's an easy one, right? So levels of manager, first line manager, middle manager, and then the top manager. The real O chart is not, should not look like this, right? It should like more like I say, like a pyramid. We have level 0, the big one, the biggest, right? And then level 1, okay, I call this is more like the top manager. And then there will be level 2 until like level, and then level 5 beneath, you know, this is the first line manager. Most of us, we will be very likely, I think 60–70% of you guys will end up as a manager, middle manager. Study management, let's say, knowledge and skill. It will help you, definitely very helpful. It will help you to be promoted to the middle manager. But if you want to climb the ladder higher, go to the top manager, you need some special skills. Okay, we will mention that. Still don't understand that. Let me tell you, top manager, I don't need to explain that, right? You already know. But I just use this picture image to tell you my understanding. I don't read this. This picture tells you a lot. The higher your level is, the safer you will be. Let's say that the companies, very likely, you have different areas of management. You are more holding or responsible for a certain, let's say that the department, right? You are specializing, in certain things, marketing manager. I will assign you a homework to draw a O chart. But here, just go ahead, try to understand the different department, and then think about which department you might be in, all right? And what level. So actually, this is the two questions I have. You save these two questions, answer me later. One thing I needed to remind you, top level, very difficult to be there. Onto the first line manager, easy. You even don't need this management skill. You can get there when we defining this the management. So we needed to understand you holding the position. You need to keep this efficiency, effectiveness in mind. Somehow combined with the goal or your performance, this will be somehow to assess your performance, whether you are good or not. But I don't need to tell you about the resource. It depends on what industry, what company, right? But I needed to tell you about the efficiency, effectiveness, and then the goal achieving or the goal achievement. This is the main stuff that we will cover in this class. All right. So organizing, right? Organizing. What does that mean? So this is more like build up your team, right? Manager, or let's say that have the things done, right? So you use the resource, kind of, this is operation, this is all the activities you are doing, right? Through this team. And then you have the process of planning, operation, right? Then this is why I said that this become the first one. I choose this as the second one. And then control is the third one. Control means that the wins, and then you monitoring, and then you also trying to adjusting if something go wrong, right? And then this is control, okay? Very important. I put this into the fourth, leading your people, okay? You need to make sure they are motivated. They are capable to do things. So there will be motivation, there will be training, development, okay? A lot of things, connect with this leading function. Let me tell you again, because usually we start the organizing. Okay, why? You join the company, the organization is already there, the team is already there. You lead it, or you become like, you start as a employee, right? A staff, and then you climb the ladder. So that's why you needed to understand that first. Very likely you will be a first line manager quickly. So you are planning, you are doing the stuff, you are controlling, right? But you understand that the management or the managerial knowledge, managerial skill, and then you know how to lead the people. You gain the leadership skill. Actually, management is part of the leadership, in my opinion. Always when we want to finish the, talk about the management, we needed to, focus on the leadership. And then leadership is a huge topic. You should not stop here, all right? After this class, as